What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are in the kitchen. We just got a brand new Traeger. It's seasoning right now. It's getting all warmed up and ready. And today we're going to experiment on making some ribs. So stay tuned and watch me flounder around trying to prep them.
Gonna smoke some ribs.
Love smoking meats.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't like the way you said that.
Let's get it started.
All right.
All right. So this is the first time I've made ribs in ever.
Probably first time smoking on an actual
Especially
smoker.
smoking. So
Yeah.
I know for a fact we're supposed to take the membrane off.
Peel the membrane.
So this is how.
Isn't there a song about that?
Look at that.
It's saying in the membrane. Oh yeah.
It really does just peel right off.
Makes you think we're professional.
Yeah, I've done this before. I'm a pro. There's the alarm for the Traeger being ready.
So here in a few minutes, I will have to step out for a few.
And I'll be here all alone. Now let's see if I can find this membrane. But yeah, so we've been talking about getting this Traeger or smoker, you know,
Probably
for
2 years.
At least 2 years. Who doesn't want to smoke meat?
Finally bit the bullet and bought her.
Yeah, I wish I would have waited.
Then we had to wait for 2 months for someone to get back from Iraq so we could use the smoker that's been sitting in our garage laughing at me every day.
Oh yeah, because if he would have used it before I came back, ooh,
Well,
yeah,
it wouldn't have been fair. It's not what we do. We're Team Travis over here.
Team
No, I'm joking. We're Team
Basic Btch in this place. So,
bitches always need all the attention, don't they?
okay, I remember a recent video that we did where you were complaining that I wasn't saying that you were the best thing that happened to me.
Somebody's got to be all argumentative.
It's like, say me. So,
No, we haven't been drinking.
actually, we haven't.
But we will be in just a little bit.
Yeah,
Because what goes better than with smoking meats than whiskey and a cigar?
Well, I mean, I definitely would have to say, you know, whiskey and a cigar would go good, but also women.
We may have some help a little later in the day with our cooking endeavors. One of the future son-in-laws might be dropping in. We might actually get him on camera. Who knows?
Yeah, because the other
We'll
one,
push for it, but they're kind of shy. You
Yeah.
know, they're young.
the other future son-in-law is, you know, in witness protection or something. He refuses to get on camera. But yeah, like the membrane peels right off, but you gotta.
You had to speak too soon.
No, it peels right off. You just get. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm doing this right. I know it peels off, but I don't know if you're supposed to cut it or what you're supposed to do. This half the membrane came off this one. Oh, this is fun. Like I said, learning process, floundering. It's fun. There we go. It's pretty cool how like the paper towel literally is all you need. It's crazy.
If you're wondering, I'm here for moral support. My job is tonight. I will be doing 2 briskets overnight. So I will be up and down all night long tending to briskets for tomorrow's smoked meat. It's just a smoked meat weekend.
Yeah, stay tuned for that video because we're going to be filming that too.
So yeah, we got 2 17-pound briskets that'll go in tonight, probably about midnight, 1 o'clock, for dinner tomorrow night.
Now they are beautiful looking Oh, I used all the paper towels. I used all the paper towels like a bitch. It's funny because the brisket we got, was it choice? Is that the one we got?
Yeah.
So we got prime?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we got 2 prime briskets from Sam's Club. But the
Say what
choice,
you will.
the choice brisket, let me tell you something. If it was a woman, that was the Ryan Reynolds of briskets.
It was shot to Claudia Schiffer.
I don't know who Claudia Schiffer is, but I do know.
Oh, that's right. You're young.
I do know who Ryan Reynolds is.
All of us old guys know who she is. But who? You know what I'm saying?
Nobody knows what you're saying. Half the time I think you don't know what you're saying. But it was the most beautiful brisket I've ever seen.
Sphincters say what?
The sphincter says that was the most beautiful brisket I've ever seen. That was also my nickname in high school. Beautiful brisket.
Oh, I thought it was sphincter.
Well, that was middle school. But it was what, double? Oh, I finally got it. So it was what, double the price of the ones we got?
Yeah, well, the ones we got, they run typically, you know, depending on the market price at the time, but they run usually around $70-$80 a brisket, where the choice runs about $105 for about 4 pounds less.
It was like I want to think price per pound. I think it was double what we paid at least.
If you like it already trimmed, it's way more trimmed. You don't have to spend as much time under the knife getting it prepped.
It was.
I kind of like prepping it because I have a certain amount of fat that I like to be on my brisket for
He does like a very particular
smoking
type of fat.
I like it on my women in all the right places.
See, you totally miss the opportunity there. Okay, just to let you know, I'm using olive oil for the binder. A lot of people use mustard, olive oil. Some people use apple cider vinegar. So just going with olive oil, and I'm just going with this Sweet Preacher pork rub. I've used it for pork belly, or not pork belly, picnic.
Judging by the look of how much is in the bottle, though, we might be doing some of the ribs in a different flavor.
Nah, we're good.
Because I would think that you would need probably at minimum 2 of those to cover this many ribs adequately.
I hope not. I hope not. But getting back to it, you just missed a perfect opportunity there to say, you know, I like a certain amount of fat on my bitches.
Well, I'm trying not to.
I was talking about
Trying to keep it clean for the children's.
Bro, my name is literally the Basic Bitch.
Well, is it?
It is. It is to them. It is to my people, my fans. All right, so just gonna make sure it's covered as well as it's gonna be covered. So we're gonna. I'm trying this out. I've never used a smoker. I've never done this method before, but I'm gonna try to. I'm trying the 3-2-1 method. The 3-2-1 method. You put it on the grill or the smoker at about 225 for 3 hours. Then, and we'll show you the process, you know, as we go. But
Did you put olive oil on those 2?
I did not.
You can't leave him unbabysat. You just can't.
Look, a lot of people judge and say talking in front of a camera is easy.
It is not.
It is not. And you miss things like olive oil. But hopefully it'll be fine. We'll see. Stuck for
Just
the
do the
most part.
meat side. The bone side's a little less important.
But the 3-2-1 method is 225 for 3 hours. Then you take it off the meat. You know, not your clothes. Although you can take your clothes off too. But take the meat off. Then you wrap it in butcher paper is what we're doing.
Yep.
And then we put we're gonna put some brown sugar and butter, and then wrap it up in the butcher paper, and then put it back out for 2 hours. Then you were probably a little bit right on this.
I've done my fair share of seasoning smokable meats,
I really
and they eat up
a lot.
the rub.
So then you take it off, and then you put some barbecue sauce on it, and then you put it back on the grill either for like an hour or less, whatever you decide to do. It's just to make the sauce tacky, and then take it off and serve.
And it's also to add a little sweetness. The butter and brown sugar will add a little bit of a sweetness to the meat, which you can do or you can do without. Some people don't like the sweeter barbecue. Some people do. You could probably even pull it out and rub it with more mustard barbecue or anything like that if you wanted.
And some people I saw like it uber sweet. They put like
All right, I gotta
honey
step
and
out
stuff.
for a minute and do the cool down one.
Yep, he's gonna turn the smoker off. So yeah, we're almost out. So what we're probably gonna do, probably gonna cut here until I can figure out what kind of seasoning else I'm gonna use. But we will come back when we throw them on the smoker. So see you in a few.
All right, guys.
It's been 3 hours, and they look like exactly what I was hoping they would look like.
We'll put those right about in the middle.
So now we're gonna put them in the butcher paper. We're gonna do brown sugar and butter, just like the guys on YouTube. I wish I could remember which one I was watching. I don't remember which one I used to watch. But it's a family affair now. Everybody's here. So, you know, other people are gonna start the sides.
You want to take the sides?
We're gonna get the butter first.
Wait, butter goes a little first.
See,
This guy.
No, it doesn't matter
Yes,
which
it
goes.
does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, yeah, it does to me.
It does to you. What happened to this is me? This is mine.
I know. It's painful to watch you do anything, bro.
That's not nice. That's not nice. This is painful because, yeah, it is painful.
Don't you love it when he makes your point for you? There
Flop.
you go.
Hey, look, that was.
Oh. Here, I'm gonna help you
Yeah.
because your fingers are shorter.
Hey man, I got them stubby
There's
hands.
one. Then we'll just flip this, set it off to the side,
Hey, don't stop eating it, Haley.
roll out, grab the next one.
She's pouting. All right, I'll do the butter first this time.
Thank you. I appreciate it when he does things right.
He doesn't appreciate shit. He just told me today that he doesn't get excited when I'm on my way over. How messed up is that? Best friend gets excited for his girl and not me. Never been more insulted in my life. Actually, your girl's insulted me pretty well.
I'm hoping these are going to taste as good as they look.
And smell. All right, so this is a process. We're gonna repeat it for all of them, but we're not gonna make you stay and watch all of them. All you gotta do is that.
So we'll come back at you for step 3.
Come on. Come on. Back for part 3. This looks amazing. So we've had it for 3 hours to begin with at 225, and that was uncovered just with the rub. Then we had it for 2 hours inside the butcher paper, and that was with the brown sugar and butter. Now, Sweet Baby Ray's sweet and spicy.
One of our favorites.
So
Well, it is our favorite.
now, we just got into this conversation because I was excitedly telling my wife about how my day went and how my phone mysteriously rang after it died. Look, I don't understand how that happens. He says it's because it knows better, but I mean, that makes no sense. But whatever. My phone died and it rang when he called. I don't understand. Anyway, so we're painting the barbecue sauce on. Most people, what they do, I'm busy telling the story so I didn't get to say it. Most people leave it inside either the butcher paper or the aluminum foil. That way it doesn't make a bigger mess on the, we could probably put it on. It doesn't make such as big a mess on the smoker, but I mean, we're about to cook a brisket a little bit later, so it's not like it's gonna matter. But yeah, so we're gonna paint this on and make sure it's nice and barbecuey. Then we're gonna put it back on for about an hour. So it's a 3-2-1 method, so 3 hours, 2 hours, and then 1 hour. It's basically just to make the barbecue sauce sticky and caramelize. So we're gonna finish painting them, then we're gonna go put them on there, and we're gonna come back to you when we take them off for the final time.
All right.
So,
exam
see you guys in a
time.
few.
Assume the position, patient.
wait, what?
Time for your checkup, buddy.
What are you checking?
All right, maybe we shouldn't have drank between
We
step 2 and step
we
3.
had hardly
Yes,
any drink.
but I have been up for 30 some hours with work.
He's tired.
Are these ready to go back in the
Yes.
bin? Okay.
They are prepared. Prepared or prepared?
Prepared.
Is it prepared?
prepared.
Prepared. Why do you change it every time I ask it?
Oh, I like to keep you on your toes, Jeffrey.
I have to be on my toes, otherwise I can't see over the
It's a
counter.
contract I have with Amanda.
What?
To steadily mess with Jeffrey.
He said to keep me on my toes, but basically I have to be on my toes in order to see over the counter. So I don't know what he's saying.
Ain't that the truth? I feel like I'm always squatting.
It's okay, I'm the size of 5th graders.
Wait,
Now,
what? 5th grader?
This is a little trick we use, which is saran wrap on the counter saves a lot with cleanup. You still gotta desanitize or sanitize it and clean it, but it definitely saves
It helps, it does.
having so much grease and fat and junk on the counter.
I don't like being called that. I'm fun-sized. I'm not fat. Alright, there we go. So we're all ready. We're going to go ahead and put this back out of the smoker. Again, at 225 for about an hour while everybody else starts doing the other side. We have, oh, I just stepped on Harley. We have baked sweet potatoes. We're going to have candied yams. We're going to have baked beans. Cornbread casserole.
Could you come desanitize this
we'll see.
counter for me? Thank you.
Are we still recording?
Alright guys, so finally off the grill, 6 hours of smoking.
We're going to talk about the results after dinner, like takeaways and stuff, but we're going to give a little taste test now. Let's see. That's actually, it's not fall off the bone tender, but that's actually really good. 10 out of 10. Would do this again. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the flavors are bang on.
The flavors are amazing. It's tender, but just not fall off the bone tender. I know some people like it that way, some people don't. But it's just right, I think. So it tastes great. We got a whole bunch cut up. We did a whole bunch. So we're going to feed these hungry people because it took a little bit longer than we thought. And then after we eat, we're going to come back to you guys and tell you our takeaways and what we've learned.
All right.
So, cheers. All right, everybody. So we're all done with our first attempt at the smoker. So we discovered a couple things. First of all, I don't know how to read.
Well, in all fairness, I'm pretty sure the tag on the location
Yeah.
was different than the tag on the product.
So we were supposed to get baby back ribs, and the sign at the store at Sam's Club on the wall, it said baby back ribs. So I just grabbed one of the ribs, or a bunch of the rib packages inside of the cooler. They were not. They were loin back ribs. They were delicious. They were very good. The flavor was on point. It was great. But they were not baby back ribs, so it wasn't nearly as tender or fall apart. Baby back ribs. It just wasn't baby back ribs.
Yeah, they were like, I think they were like pork loin or loin back loin. I don't know.
Loin back ribs, something like that.
And I'm sure meat people know what they are. I've never heard of them before. I didn't know anything about them, but they were a lot of meat on the bone. And that's not necessarily a bad problem to have, but they just weren't what we were expecting, and it wasn't what we were basing our cook times and all of that off of, which threw us off. And, obviously, first time ever using that smoker, or a smoker in general.
Yeah, starting off, so it was the first time we've ever used an electric pellet smoker by far.
Yes.
We were tripped up when we first were starting to prime it because you have to season it. You have to burn off any residual chemicals, oils, and stuff like that. So we turned it on in the auger in the bottom. It turns, and that's what feeds the pellets into the heating element.
Heating box. Yeah.
And we thought it might have turned continuously, so we looked at it and we were like, "Oh, it's okay. It's turned." As soon as you turn it on, we're like, "Okay, good, it's turning," and it stopped. And we're like, "Oh no, did it get jammed or whatever?"
I didn't know if it turned continuously,
Yeah.
but I definitely didn't think it was going to stop for as long a durations as it did. And then we referred to the manual, and the manual that they sent said it takes 2 to 4 minutes for the first pellets to hit the hopper, which was concerning because we were way past 4 minutes and nothing was happening. So
we had timed it.
We wound up turning it off and resetting and then restarting
4 times.
And then realized, we went online and looked it up by a couple of people that did a unboxing kind of review, and realized it's actually 15 minutes, not 4, about 15 minutes. And so we turned it on the final time.
Right at 15 minutes.
And yeah, right at 15 minutes, the first pellet hit the firebox. And so we're like, all right, so just a little misunderstanding, you know, and because they want you to test it ahead of time and do all this, so we're like, oh shit, they must have problems with these from time to time. Maybe in shipping, something gets knocked loose. So that's what we were thinking. We're like, oh crap, did we just buy it and put together a grill, wait for months to use it, just to find out that it's got a bad auger or a bad heating element or something got knocked around, and
we bought it on Amazon. And the funny thing is, the reviews of it, half the reviews said they were complaining that it wasn't Pit Boss, but then when you go look at the Pit Boss smokers, they said half the people complained they weren't Traeger, so it really didn't matter how you went about it. Half the people were mad about it, but most of the reviews on the on it were complaints about how it's put together, because most of the people got it put together by somebody at Amazon. They had like a free, I can't even remember, like free installation.
Yeah, they do a free assembly.
And,
they send somebody, I guess, to your house. They come and assemble it for you.
We just had it. I had it delivered to the house, and he put it together.
I've assembled everything I've ever had to do. I've worked on my own cars. I'm like, there's no way they got a grill that is so technical that I can't read an instruction and put it together. And sure enough, it was even easier than my last gas grill I bought. That was a way bigger put together. Because in that, you had to assemble all the heating element and all the racks and just every inch of it.
And everybody was saying that it was put together shoddy, or did a bad job putting it together. So when he put it together, it worked
It went
great.
together like perfect. Yeah. And it works amazing. And once we learned that it just took a few minutes longer than we thought to hit the hopper, and we just let it be, it worked up a charm. The only problem with the ribs was our error.
It was it was ours because it wasn't what we were what we thought we were.
But we are absolutely in love with the smoker, and I am fast becoming a huge fan of Traeger. I have already started talking about, all right, when this one gets a few years on it, I want to step up to this next level.
That way we can run 2. I mean,
or have 2, or pass this one along to one of the kids
who want it,
or friend, family, somebody.
By 2 anyway. I mean, so we did the ribs yesterday.
We actually filmed it yesterday, did it yesterday, but because of the setback in the beginning, it wound up pushing dinner out from a 7 o'clock dinner, which we planned, to past 9 before we even started eating. And since all the kids were here, it wound up being a late night, so we just said, we're going to have to do the wrap up for this in the morning, so... And then it's crazy.
Yeah, it's been
I had
crazy.
worked 19 hours on Friday. Then I come home and we did ribs, which took more than 6 hours. Was set with prep time and with the burn off on the grill.
Of it,
and then so it was late, so we called it a night. But I had also, by the time we got done eating, 30 minutes later, I had to have 2 briskets on for dinner today.
So we finished eating. And as soon as we finished eating, he's like, all right, let's do the math. Let's go backwards. 18 hours, what are we looking at? And I'm like, well, we need to start like in 10 minutes.
We need to start prepping the meat in 10 minutes to be on the grill
by 1.
within 2 hours.
Yeah.
And if you've ever done a brisket, or if you're like me, I like to take my time with it. I like to make sure it's cut and clean just the way I like it.
We were going to film that, but the timing, it was so late.
And I was so exhausted. To be honest, I was beat.
We're talking this dude, he worked Thursday. He did his overnight Thursday night, got home Friday. Then we had the whole Blanton's incident going on. And then after that, we just got here. We immediately got started. I mean, it wasn't like we were messing around either. We started.
We stayed busy all day.
So then once we finished eating and we did the math, we're like, shit, we got to get started now. So as soon as that happened, we just got started. I was here till about 4.
But I had been making brisket for a while now. But I used this, I believe his name is, and forgive me if I get it wrong, I believe it's Harry So. He's a competition barbecue guy from Texas. He does a YouTube channel, and on his channel he has how to make a smoked brisket in the oven. And because I did not own a smoker, I was like, I want to have brisket. I used to make them back in the day. I started making them in the oven, which everybody loves them the way I make them. And so with that, I'm up every hour all night long. So we went ahead and said, well, my girl loves, and all the kids, everybody loves the one that's in the oven. We've never done one on the pellet smoker, so we don't know how the crossover will be. And my girl hates overly smoky meat. So I said, well, we better do one in the oven and one on the smoker. So we did. We did one in the smoker last night and one in the oven. Now, the beautiful thing about the smoker is you put it in, you set the pellets, you set the temperature, and you go to sleep. You get 8 hours. You get up in the morning, you finish that thing in the morning.
Just make sure rested. The hopper is completely full.
Yes, yeah. But even still, a full hopper, it's 18 pounds or something.
Something like that.
Of pellets. You're not going to burn through that. That would be 18 hours. And you're not going to sleep for 18 hours.
An hour. Yeah.
And then I did the one in the oven. So I literally slept in the recliner, and every 45 minutes I was up to tend to the oven one. And I'm like, man, I'm really looking forward to switching over to doing these in the smoker, because I will then get 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah, and it turns out, I mean, everybody was pretty split. I mean, both briskets were actually delicious. I preferred the smoker because I like the flavor on it. I think that it turned out to be slightly drier, but not quite as tender. The way that I explained it is the one in the oven would be perfect for eating with like macaroni and cheese. You know, like to making brisket mac and cheese. But the one from the smoker is spectacular.
Now,
I could only imagine the sandwich.
I might be able to change that because all right. So usually when I do the oven, I wrap it and I reintroduce the au jus or the drippings, the runoff. I put that into the wrap with the brisket, put it back in the oven for the last 2 hours or so. On the smoker, I didn't do that. I just wrapped it. I did butcher paper this time, so literally didn't put the au jus back in either one of them. Neither one of them had it reintroduced. So they were a little drier than what I normally do. But I wanted to test to see if I could do that, because that takes one big step out of the brisket equation that speeds up the time. And then, you know, I'm always learning and researching, and I've watched a lot of YouTube other than myself. And I watched these other guys on YouTube. I like the what's it called?
I don't know this one. You don't send me enough. You don't.
Meat Church. The Meat Church.
I do know the Meat Church.
Yes,
guys.
I watched the Meat Church guys. I realized that brisket stays hot. I think it was him. That it was either him or one of the videos I spun off onto with briskets is that they can stay 140 degrees or higher for up to 8 hours if you put them in a cooler.
Yeah.
And so I did that. I put them in a cooler. I put a warm towel in there, or a towel in the bottom. Then I put the briskets in, and literally pulled them out to cook dinner. And still could. And it was only 4 hours before dinner, but I could still barely hold them down with a glove to cut them. The brisket was still that hot. So I realized, shit, I can start doing my brisket earlier.
You could do
not running it so late into the dinner time.
Yeah.
So all good, but. Sorry, I went on a tangent there. But short story is love the smoker. Can't wait to do more briskets, more ribs.
All right, so we had some technical difficulties. The battery died right as we were finishing talking. I don't remember what the hell I was saying.
I don't either. So we were basically just wrapping up. So,
well, make sure to wrap it up. You know, don't procreate unless that's what you're working at. Anyway. We'll close it out there. Get a Traeger, use it, smoke some meat, have fun with it. So, till next time, make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Smash the bell.
And we'll see you next time. Peace out.